Friends, we are going to talk about new research, most of which you already know the facts, but the changes that have taken place, that will definitely be of interest to you. We are talking about Gigantopithecus. The research appeared on 10th of January this year only, a couple of days ago, you can say. And it sheds a new light on the extinction of Gigantopithecus. Why Gigantopithecus became extinct? We did speculate, we have been speculating for the last 40 years, but evidence we have got just now. But to start with, you know the meaning of Gigantopithecus? Giant ape, correct. And there are two species, Gigantopithecus bilaspirensis. Who discovered? My teacher, Professor S.R.K. Chopra. But the earliest fossil discovered was by David Blake. In his name, the fossil is named. It is not black, it is Blake. It was discovered in Chinese drugstores in Hong Kong. The bones and teeth of Gigantopithecus and other large animals also, they were used as medicinal. We already know that its height was something like 6 to 9 feet and its weight was something between 400 to 600 pounds. Now this new research, it has converted into CGM system. It is 3 meters height, around 9 feet, that is matching. And weight is 200 to 300 kgs. Again, it is matching that. The paper published in Nature by Vaids et al., Vaids and others, 10th of January. And it has also appeared in science.org, and Google has also reproduced it, I think yesterday or today. So information you can gather. One thing that you can add is that 6 methods or dating methods were used in this study. For you, the 3 at the top, these are worth noting: optically stimulated luminescence, electron spin resonance, and pollen analysis. If you have in your list, you have these methods, and you can update them that these have been used for dating the Gigantopithecus remains. One more thing is that through these methods, we realize that uh, Gigantopithecus became extinct between 2.5 lakh to 2.95 to 2.15, in between, something like 2.95 means 3 lakh. Previously, what we talk about, that time was 9 to 1 or maybe even half a million years, 5 lakh years. Now you are more accurate. It is 9 lakh to 3 lakh years. So these are the modifications. But why it became extinct? The research says that around 7-6 lakh years ago, the climate started changing. If you remember, we have already discussed that Neanderthal and Sapiens line diverged around 8 lakh years ago. Immediately thereafter, that climate started changing and divergence became faster. So previously, plenty of forests were there, and Gigantopithecus, being such heavy and such tall, had plenty of food. But now, forest started shrinking. The source material availability was less. A contemporary species of orang, Pan Viedendici, it was living alongside. They were smaller in size. They could climb the trees easily for the food. Gigantopithecus could not. So they started losing in weight, and this species of orang started gaining in weight. And also dietary habits had to change because food availability was less. Gigantopithecus had to rely more on the less nutritious foods, including herbs and shrubs. In the 1970s and 80s, we used to study Jolly's seed-eating hypothesis, seed-eaters hypothesis. The situation must have arisen at that time because the scarcity of food was there. But that hypothesis was somehow rejected. It was there in previously in Amber and Amber, and also another book we used to read, Steen and Rowe. That Jolly's seed-eating hypothesis. It was given in Steen and Rowe, and students in 1980s and 1990s, they used to study this one. It used to be, but now the relevance is found again. But the question is, when we talked about human evolution, when I told you about specialization, there are three types of specialization: ecological, anatomical, and functional. And if you remember, I told you that if the size of an individual becomes so large that if need be, it cannot be retracted, it is called anatomical specialization. And before that, I told you specialization leads to extinction. And I gave you an example that today elephant is on the verge of extinction. And next line was probably the same thing happened to Gigantopithecus. So we have been discussing for the last 40 years. But for the first time, we have the evidence that yes, size was the major issue with Gigantopithecus, and that was the cause for his extinction. So along with that issue of specialization also, you can quote this study. So you can use this study in Gigantopithecus, in dating methods, and also in the issue of over specialization or specialization. Got it? Thank you.